Hi and welcome back to my channel. So I am back. I've had my baby and my pre-film videos have come to an end. So this is back in real time. So today I wanted to do a video on this new tool that I found called Book Brush. So it's kind of like Canva, but it basically has a lot more tools and it's specifically for authors. So you can do a lot of cool things with it. I just want to mention, if you hear a noise, that's my baby in the background. You can do a lot of cool things with it, like book cover reveals and book trailers and all sorts of things like that. So basically it's like Canva, but you can do a lot more with it, and it's specifically for authors, which is awesome. There's a lot of cool things that you can do with it, which I'm really excited to use it for marketing. And I'm going to link below. I saw author Brittany Wang actually did a video on this, and it was kind of like an interview slash walkthrough with the co-founder of Book Brush. So that's where I saw it, and I'm really excited to do some marketing all over social media, YouTube, everywhere. So I'm really excited about that. You can also make like a full book wrap as well. Canva, you can only really do front cover ebooks, but on Book Brush you can actually do a full wrap. You can also do box sets, which is awesome because I've seen people do that, but I wasn't sure where. So that is where you do that. And yeah, I'm just really excited to take you guys through it. I'm going to be doing a screen recording after this of me making some of my marketing materials using Book Brush so that you can see kind of what's available. And if you would like a whole look on everything they do, check out Brittany's video below.
So as you can see here, there's custom creator, instant mockup, box sets, and a bunch of different things. So on here you can pick the size: square, horizontal, vertical, 3D, or bookbub, which is a bookbub ad. And from there it comes up with a bunch of different templates. Then next you can upload a photo which you're going to use on any of the templates. Now all the ones here that have locks on them mean that they are for the premium account that you have to pay for. So if any doesn't have a lock, you can use it for free. As you can see, there's a lot of different ones to choose from. So I was just figuring out here how to do it, but you click on the photo and then you press convert, and then it turns it into your template. Simple as that. And it's really cool because it looks like you put in a lot of work and effort, but it really only took you a few seconds to make this awesome marketing image. And that's what it looks like when it's downloaded. So then you just save that to your computer and you're free to use it. I do want to mention, on the free version you only get like, I think it's 15 different templates to use and download. I don't know if that's per month or all together. So as you can see, there's heaps of different beautiful templates here. While it looks like they're all locked and only for premium accounts, there are a lot to use. You just have to scroll down and find them. And something that I love about this too, which I'll show you in a minute, is that there are different categories of images for different genres of books, which is really cool. And also, as you can see on the side there, it actually tells you which size are best for what platform. Now here's a quick look at the plans, just so you can get an idea. I do want to upgrade for sure because there's heaps of cool features that you can't use on the free version, like book trailers and video Instagram posts and really cool things like that. So I'm definitely going to do that at some point. So this is really cool. This is for like if you want to do a cover reveal, and I've seen heaps of people do stuff like this, but I never knew how. And there's actually different options for what parts of the book that you can show and how much. And there's also audiobook versions and a bunch of different things. And I really liked this one because I feel like it displays what's in my book. There's the rope for Vikings, the eggs for Sugarland, lush plants, all the sorts of things that are in my book. So I really like that. And then here is, like I said, showing you the genres, and then you can pick what platform, which is so cool. So this one I found, which is awesome for my book because it has a portal in it, and there's a portal in my book, which is really cool. And I really like this sideways iPad, but I deleted it and I couldn't figure out how to get it back, so that's one annoying thing. They don't actually have the ones that are in some of the mock-ups. You can't find them again if you delete them, so it's just there when you start the mock-up, but you can't get it back. So that's one thing to take into consideration. But here I'm just making a countdown until my book release. So I'm doing it for 10 days down to release day, just because I feel like any more than that is a bit much. But my book is coming out hopefully on the 31st of July, but who knows with the editing process, it may be early August. So we'll just have to see. But either way, I have these countdowns now to use, which is really cool. And one other thing with stretching out your image, it can make it a bit distorted. So just keep that in mind too, like you just saw there. It doesn't do it evenly, which is kind of annoying sometimes. But the good thing is that like it makes it a bit wonky, but the actual book cover still is clear. Guess it's okay. And you can play around with different fonts and see there's just heaps of different options to choose from. There's box sets down there as well, which is really cool if you have a series or you're doing a box set giveaway or sale with other authors. That is a really, really cool feature as well. And I'm definitely going to be using that when I have 2 more books in my series. So I have the next book after this one coming out late this year or early next year, and I also have book 2 of Killers Amongst Us coming out this year. So I'm really, really excited to use that box set feature. And there it is. And here in images, there's just heaps of different things that you can use. Here I'm just making a little teaser because I have a few chapters, exclusive chapters I'm giving away to my website members. So I'm just making that. You can hear my baby in the background. Really cool that they have the book funnel feature to add to your image as well, because that is how I deliver my books like this that I'm not selling any free books. I deliver through book funnel. But as you can see, they have PayHip, they have gift cards, they have all different kinds of stickers. So you pretty much have a lot of different material to pick from and play with, which is really cool. I tried putting this scribble effect behind my picture, but I found out you can't actually change the color of it, which is kind of annoying. On Canva, it has something similar and you can change the color. So that's a bit annoying. And I know a lot of people compare this platform to Canva because it is similar. Canva is better in some ways, in my opinion, and in other ways this is better. This is specifically made for authors, so it's got the advantage in that way. But as you can see, you can make it look really professional. Like, you just have to play around and find what works for you. But all these things look really cool, and often you would pay someone so much money to make something like this for you, marketing material, and you can do it for yourself in a couple of minutes for free on BookBrush, or if you have the paid version, I think it would still be really worth it with how much you get from it, especially if you're doing marketing all the time, getting a lot of use out of it, which I would. And I'm so glad that I found this platform also, because I have been putting off marketing a lot lately because I'm just out of ideas and I don't know how to make cool graphics and things like that. So this has fixed that problem. Now I'm really excited to do some marketing again. And here is my book Killers Amongst Us. I think this fits perfectly, which is so cool because they do live in a castle and there's blood and it fits the color scheme really well. And then I'm going to show you putting book 2 in here. You can actually pick filters, which is a really cool feature, and it changes the background color and it actually doesn't change anything else in the image. Like, it doesn't change your book cover, which is really, really cool, because often these filter things on websites can be a bit janky and it just changes everything and they look terrible. This only changes the background, which is really cool. I had a bit of a technical issue here for some reason. It deleted my photo, so I'm just messing around trying to get that back. But again, there's just a bunch of different iPads and iPhones and book covers, print books and everything that you can use. So I'm just trying some different ones here to try and make one that works. There's also this feature where you can find your unsaved work, which is really good because my computer crashed halfway through this video and I thought that I lost everything. But then there's that little feature so you can just get it back, which is really cool. And now here I've moved on and I'm looking at this cool graphic. So as you can see, that phone is tilted, which is really cool. And if you get rid of it, then you lose that graphic and you can't find it again in these options on the side, which is what I was talking about earlier, which is kind of annoying. So maybe that's something BookBrush can fix eventually. But anyway, I'm just playing around with it, and that's really cool how you can pull it down to make it look like it's sitting on the table, which I really like. So I did this one for my Killers Amongst Us book 2, which I will save until I release it. And then I also did it for Unbreakable, which I will release soon. And then there's just a bunch of different things that you can do, so just have a play around with it. And I really like that there's this Amazon button too, because Amazon wouldn't let me set up pre-orders, but I could everywhere else. So at least now I have this little graphic to use for when it's available on Amazon. And the cool thing is too, you can actually use this to make YouTube thumbnails as well, especially like this one, how they have the BookBrush graphic. I can use that to make my YouTube video thumbnail. And now I just wanted to quickly show for those magazine people watching my video that you can also use this to make magazine marketing material. So especially if you have digital products, that's where this would work better. So you can show a sneak peek of your magazine, or you can just do anything really. You can show that it's available digitally, you can show to order it now or pre-order it. There's just so many things you can do. I would suggest probably only using this feature digitally because they don't have a magazine mock-up print version, only books. But yeah, there is that option for you. And now I've chosen a romantic mock-up because I do have Two Minds, which is a romantic thriller, and I'm just making a mock-up for that. So I did use this to make a mock-up for all of my 3 books, which is really fun, and I've been posting them on Instagram, which is where I'm most active, so make sure you follow me there. And I just think it's a really, really cool feature. And there, as you can see, you can change transparency and a bunch of different things. You can also search for graphics. I didn't like how that looked, so I deleted it, but there are those options there. And you can also add multiple text boxes, which I really like. So I ended up putting a little quote there and also a review from Goodreads that someone did on my book. And you can also put little icons like the Goodreads icon or Facebook or BookBub or anything like that. You can play around with the text and size and where it sits on the image. You can also add shadows up the top to your text, which is a really cool feature, and I will show you that in one of the images that I do after this. So here's where you can put where it's available, you can put the stars and everything like that. So I did have a play around with this and add a few places. So my book is available wide, so it's pretty much available everywhere that you can find books, but I felt like this was a bit too crowded, so I ended up just keeping 2, I think, or 3, and then adding some text saying, and you can find it wherever you find books, just so it didn't look too crowded and messy. But yeah, so you just really have to have a play around, and you can honestly spend hours on this website doing different designs and different things, which is awesome. So I wanted to put that my book was on sale for $1.99, so I'm just going to all the places that I sell my books and making sure that it is on sale for $1.99. So here I showed you on Drafted Digital. I didn't want to show you on the other websites just because it shows my login details, and yeah, I don't want to show people that, obviously. So as you can see, you can just click on any of the different categories and you're going to get a bunch of awesome different things to use. So here I'm just putting that it's for $1.99, and that circle, that's what I used for one of my last ones as well, for Unbreakable. Color match the graphics to your books, and just that number up there where it said download, that's how many I have left, so it will tell you when you're about to run out. So now I'm just making a fantasy little teaser for Unbreakable, and I found this image which is awesome in fantasy and it matches my book so well. So here I just wanted to do a quote from one of the characters. So I did grab a quote from my book and add it in there, and then I put the character art on the image as well, so it wouldn't come up on here for some reason. I'm sure you can do it, but it was glitching for me, so I just went over to Canva and added it later. So I added the image after this to show you what it ended up looking like. So yeah, there were so many more things that I could have made too on here, but I ran out of downloads. As you can see, I had 2 left there, and then I made a few more things after I ended the recording as well. But as you can see, there's just so much that you can do on this website, and it's a really cool tool. And I was under the impression that it was new because I only just heard Brittany Wang using it now. But then once looking it up on YouTube, I realized that heaps of people have reviewed it 2 years ago, so it looks like it's not that new after all. But it seems to be something that a lot of authors are taking advantage of and using, and they're creating really cool graphics. I have seen some authors use it for like video graphics of their books for Instagram, and they look really cool. So I'm really excited to get the paid version and do that.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment if you feel inclined to. I love to chat to people in the comment section. My next video will hopefully, fingers crossed, be going over my editor's copy notes. So my last video was going over my editor's developmental notes, and currently I am ready for my editor to go over my changes, so I'm really excited for that. But we will just see how long it takes her to get those done, depending on if I get that video out next or something else. I just wanted to quickly add a quick service announcement. So I will be focusing a lot more on Patreon and putting exclusive content on there, such as videos. I'm hoping to grow my Patreon platform a lot more this year, and I think that is the way to do it. So I will be putting a lot of my video content on there rather than on YouTube. I will still pop on here and do some videos, but I will be doing more regular videos, maybe 2 a week, or just putting my more valuable videos on Patreon. Please do check that out. I do have a lot of cool things on there too, like templates and contact lists. That's my most valuable thing, I think. A contact list for authors and magazine creators as well, for contacts in the industry, which I know that if you're part of the Alliance of Independent Authors, you have contact lists on there, which I think is really valuable, except you only have access to them if you've sold over like 50,000 copies of your book. So I do that for a really cheap amount for anyone on my Patreon, so I think that's a really valuable thing. And I'm also working on my Self-Publishing 101 course, and that will be exclusive to Patreon for some time. Not sure if I'm going to put it over on Teachable after a while, or only put the first few modules on Patreon and then the rest on Teachable. I'm not too sure yet, but I do have my magazine maker course on Patreon right now as well, for those interested in that. And I will leave it there, so I will see you guys in my next video.